Well, hi everyone. If you're just tuning into my channel, I'm sure you'll be surprised by what you see on the corner side of the screen, the 2027 presidential result based on statistics. Well, in this channel, I will be analyzing the state of the Nigerian politics. As we make preparation for the 2027 elections, we've seen a lot of things being played out, the coalitions and even the opposition governors who have declared their support for the incumbent president, Tinubu. However, a coalition is really necessary in my opinion, and based on statistics, if at all the PDP or the opposition will have a chance to take out the APC out of government, because with the way things are going, it is very clear that the APC will emerge in the 2027 elections if the PDP, the SDP and the Labour Party do not find a common ground and delegate a potential or a very effective and competent candidate in the 2027 elections. We've seen the governor of Akwa Ibom State, we've seen the governor of Delta State, and even the governor of Enugu State who have declared their support for the opposition candidate, which is really funny in my opinion. However, let's dive into these analysis and let's see. Well, if you're looking at my screen now, you will see what I call the galactical formation. Based on the antecedents, on the things that we've got right now in our politics, we've have the unwritten order of things, which says that when power goes to the north, power has to shift back to the south, which in fact is one of the root cause of the issues that the People Democratic Party has had in the 2023 presidential elections and still plays out today. So, if we look at this galactical formation, on this part of the screen, we will see that this is the coalition. And in this picture, we will see we'll see Atiku Abubakar, we'll see former Governor El Rufai, and many other persons, which we cannot mention due so that we don't make the videos too long. And if you look on the other side, we see that Governor El Rufai has been moved aside because we have to give it to him. Regardless of what the opposition will refer to him right now, Governor former Governor Nasir El Rufai of the Kaduna State win the previous election that make him to return back to the seat with 1.2 million votes, thereabout, 1,090,000 votes. And so, in my opinion, even regardless of what is going on in the state right now, and even in the country in general, I am very certain that he should be able to pull at least 55% of that vote, if not 100% of the vote, because he's no longer in power. Now, if you look at Waziru Adamawa, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, we've put him in the back position. The reason is very simple. If this set of people find a common ground and will see themselves take out this party in power, which is the APC, this is the only formation, because the margin which Tinubu, the margin of the last election in 2023 presidential election was very little. It was less than 200,000, the votes that he was using to emerge as the president of Nigeria. Now, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar was able to win 6.9 million vote with His Excellency Peter Obi with 6.1 million vote, and on the left we can see that Konkoso here win 1.4 million votes. So the only way, in my opinion, is these coalitions should find a common ground. Atiku take the back seat and remain in PDP. Let's form a merger. The SDP, the PDP, the fraction of the PDP that Atiku Abubakar himself control. Why I say the faction? We've seen that in recent days, just a couple of days back, the PDP Governors Forum met in Ibadan, and they said they are not forming any merger as a result because they want to stay as the opposition. The PDP is a very big party and does not need to form a coalition to remove the incumbent. In my opinion, if you also listen to George, okay, Bode George said that when he reached out to the governor of Ibadan, he said that he will not be, it wasn't Bode George, it was Fayoshe who said on national TV, on Channel TV, he said that when he reached out to his friend, the governor of Ibadan, Oyo State, he said that he will not be used as an instrument, political instrument, to take out a Yoruba brother out of power. So obviously the PDP is going to be working for the APC again. So in my opinion, some fraction of the PDP, I'm talking about those people whom he still has under his control. He should govern these people, organize these people to rally around, in my opinion, to take out this political party in the 2027 election. We need a measure of His Excellency Peter Obi to come as the presidential candidate, and Kwankwaso should come and his running mate. This duo will stand a very strong force in bringing a lot of people. We've seen that in the last election, the INEC, according to INEC results, it says that up to 45% of voters did not vote. 45% of people did not vote. So in my opinion, when these two people come together, they will be able to, command votes both in the southern and the western part of Nigeria, and also in the northern part, with the force and support of His Excellency Atiku Abubakar. The reason why I said he should not form a major or run in this time is because His Excellency Peter Obi has the opportunity and has the capacity to command vote, but he does not have the will within, the power to make sure those votes really count. So for Atiku to take a step back is because the South still have one tenure, which is 4 years. So let His Excellency Peter Obi contest election and win the election under the Labour Party, while when we go back in 2031, the Waziri of Adamawa State, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, should now contest under the People Democratic Party, because it's now the turn of the North to rule the country. So if we look at these numbers, how we arrive at these numbers, these are what each parties got in the previous election. So if we look at the presidential elections here, we will see that the APC, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, won the election with 8.7 million, and Atiku Abubakar won, commanded 6.9 million votes, followed by Peter Obi and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso of the NNPP. If you look at the coalition gives you 14 million votes. See, it's a whole lot of it's so much, very big. So it's more than enough to defeat the incumbent government out of the 2027 presidential elections. However, we know that there are other statistics and other politics that plays a major role. Coming back to this, we know that, okay, if we're able to come up with all of these figures, because of the coalition which comprises Labour Party, SDP, and a fraction of the PDP, I'm sure they will be able to command at least 500,000 votes. And either out of these persons, we should be able to get either the same or amount of, because in my opinion, anything short of 12 million votes cannot defeat this sitting government. Remember, in the presidential election, he won the election with 8.7 million votes. But based on statistics and the people decamping from these three major stakeholders for the People Democratic Party and the same chaotic movement that we have today in Rivers, these are the stronghold of the PDP. So it has been successfully destabilized. So if we do those statistics, we know that not all the people there will vote for the APC based on what the governor is saying, or the issues that the state have been facing. So that's how President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should be able to get at least a minimum of 12.3 million. So anything below 12.3 million is a no-no. However, we know that INEC plays a major role in all the elections. There is this popular phrase I have highlighted here for INEC, which says that it is not by him who voted, but by he who counted. This widely attributes to Joseph Stalin. So this particular quote is really attributed to Joseph Stalin. However, so many people have a different opinion who say it's linked to the former Soviet dictator. But if we look at the most common version of it, it says those who vote decide nothing. Those who count the vote decide everything. So we will also need to make sure that these bill, the INEC reform, should take place before the 2027 election. Why the coalition is going on the other hand, I think that these bills must be put in place before the 2027 election. Otherwise, all of these things are just going to be a waste of our time. So, looking back at the governorship election, let's take a look at the governorship election. Now, if you look at these governorship elections, to tell you that, okay, yes, the only way to beat this party is through a coalition. Because, take it like it or not, the APC is a fraction of, it's a build-up of coalitions of the CPC, NNPP, ACN, and what they call from together to call the APC. But if you look at these other three parties, we're talking about the PDP, the Labour Party, and the NNPP. These are all fractions of PDP, which have been split in three. And that's why our vote does not really form a merger or try to beat them up. So if you look in Kano State, NNPP won the election by 1 million. And the APC got 890,000. So the image shows that the NNPP has a very strong command in the state. So, like it or not, this coalition needs the NNPP, our brothers in the Arewas, Nagiseku. So they are we really need them. If we go also to Abia State, look at the difference. LP won the elections by 175,000 compared to APC that won 8,000 and PDP 88,000. So the difference is very, very clear. If you go to Lagos, is a stronghold of the of APC, even with the coalition of the PDP and the Labour Party, which is Jadon and Rose Vival, they didn't work together. If they had worked together, they would still end up at 374,000, which APC will still beat them up in that state. So going to River, it's not negotiable. It's a PDP stronghold, 302,000. If you go to Kaduna State, now look at what we are trying to say now. Let's use Kaduna as a case study. Now, if you look at Kaduna here, the APC won the election by 730,000. And the PDP got 719,000. So it's around 11,000 votes that the APC beat the PDP. Let's assume that the Labour Party, because the Labour Party is a fraction of the PDP, likes it or not, if these had added measure to this, 798, there is no way that the APC could beat PDP in Kaduna State. There is no way. It's never going to be happening. Now, let's look at the Senate seat, which are some of the key roles that will come to play in the presidential election. The All Progressive Congress has a 59 seat senators. 59. People Democratic Party has 36, and out of which some of them have disappeared, you know. And let's not dwell on these ones because there are still movement going on before the 2027 election. There are going to be a lot of people decamping and people moving. So if you just look at what I just want you to pay attention is the coalition. Even with the coalition stand no chance against the All Progressive Congress. If we also look at the House of Representatives, the difference is too. So if you look at now, let's come to the states. This is one of the most important aspects of it. The states that are being controlled by different political parties. Now, this data were just not counted manually. So if you look at these way functions were used to ensure that these things are properly done and thereabout. So if you look at it now, the APC is controlling 21 states. 21 states, okay? And the PDP controls 12 states. Okay? Now, if we look at these things now, if we look at this, out of the 12 states that PDP controls, 3 of those governors from those 12, from the 12, has declared their support to the APC. Left PDP with what? Just 9. So it means that the coalition is fundamental to their victory in the 2027 election, because even given with this what we have at the moment, it's just 14, we stand no chance against 21. Okay, so whatever comes up, it is important that these coalitions stand, otherwise nothing is going to change, because in all of these things that we see today on the screen, that the coalition, all of them works with His Excellency, former Governor of Kaduna State, Nasiru El-Rufai, and the vote of Waziri Adama transferred to him, and he transfers to Peter Obi together with the one of Konkusu. That means the coalition will come up with 15.6 million votes, and the APC will only end up with 12.3 million votes, which will now make the opposition which is the coalitions of both the fraction of the PDP and Labour Party